Change yourself first if you want to change the world. 4 steps to having a positive impact. Apparently, you dream of changing the world. A lot of individuals wish to see the world change. In reality, hardly many do. Although it may seem impossible to change the world, I think this is only because so many individuals approach the task incorrectly. Their main goal is to bring about significant transformations in the political and social systems surrounding them. The issue is that these structures are nearly impossible to modify because they have proven reliable for such a long time. People start to give up on their aspirations when they learn how hard it is to change the world. They let those dreams to fade and replace them with objectives that others deemed realistic. Perhaps you have even personally gone through this. Have any of these statements ever been said to you? Be realistic. Give up chasing a lofty ideal. Anyway, one person can't really change anything. Perhaps you paid attention to them, and now you find yourself reading this post. You have to alter yourself before you can change the world. You need to alter your behavior, routines, and mindset. It is true that the world can be changed, but you have to alter yourself before you can change the world. You need to alter your behavior, routines, and mindset. Although it's difficult, you must change if you want to have a significant influence. These are 4 actions you can take right now to transform yourself for the better and have a hugely good impact on the planet. Give up comparing yourself to other people. Most people assess themselves against other people. Usually, social media is used for this. You see other people on Facebook or Instagram living incredible lives, and you could have that. Perhaps you come across a friend of yours who posts images of himself and his fiancée around the globe. Perhaps you catch the same friend posing in front of a just-purchased Maserati Ghibli. As soon as you see these photos, you begin to feel self-conscious. Social media, particularly picture-based social media, has a dirty little secret. A lot of it is built on people claiming to be someone they're not. You only know what's happening in the photo and nothing else about them, which can exclude a lot of important context. Gazing at your friends' photos, you think to yourself, it must be nice to be able to travel the world with your fiancé. However, as I mentioned, those images contain more content than what is shown. You're unaware that your friend and his fiancé have frequent arguments since he spends lavishly and doesn't give his fiancé much thought. His fiancé would much rather that they spend some time together visiting her parents because she doesn't really enjoy traveling, as she has frequently stated. She would enjoy herself 10 times more for 10 times less money if that were the case. To please individuals we don't like, we spend money we don't have on goods we don't need. Your friend, meantime, could hardly afford the Maserati he now drives, so he has to work overtime every week at a job he despises to pay the monthly payments. Does he still appear to be enjoying himself? I advise you to give up using social media to make comparisons to other people. Retain only what is essential. The majority of individuals can still be reached by text or phone call, even if you remove your Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook accounts. You will probably discover that your mental health has improved after doing this, as did mine. Moreover, you might be shocked to learn how much spare time you had been idly wasting by mindlessly reading through your social network account. Try to be as real and true as you can. Let's revisit the social media example I gave earlier. As previously stated, a lot of people utilize social media as a means of projecting a far more positive image of themselves than they otherwise would. Unfortunately, this has also resulted in what I perceive to be a lack of sincerity and increasing degrees of narcissism among real-life individuals. We anticipate that individuals will put up a front and adhere to the status quo. Because fewer and fewer individuals are authentic these days, authenticity works. It almost seems shocking when we are faced with authenticity because it makes us realize how unauthentic we are. What does being sincere and real mean? It has multiple meanings. It involves expressing your true thoughts and feelings as well as not lying to improve your appearance. It also entails standing by your principles. Let's examine a few instances where being unauthentic can backfire. The workplace serves as the first illustration. You've been looking for a job for a while and you're getting tired of it. Finally, a few months later, you receive an invitation to an interview at a business. You go to the interview because you truly need a job, even though the firm is mediocre. After a successful interview, you receive a call a week later with an offer of a $35,000 job. The only issue is that they're only willing to give you less than half of what you believe your value is. How do you proceed? Because they think they won't get a better offer? The majority of people in this this situation would just accept the offer. It would be unauthentic to act in that way. Speaking with the employer about your concerns that you think you're worth more than what they're offering would be the real line of action. You inform your employer that you think their offer is a little low considering your background, training, and skills, but that you would accept it if they offered you between $45,000 and $65,000. You inform them you can go to another employer who is willing to provide that amount of money if they don't offer you anything in that range. The employer may remark, "You know what? You're right," realizing how important you will be to the success of the business. You can start with $47,000 and work your way up from there. You simply gained an additional $12,000 a year by being genuine. You could think, "But hold on, they might turn down my offer." That's right. Being authentic does not ensure that you will always obtain what you want or that you will be liked by others. It merely raises the likelihood that you will experience events in your life that are consistent with your own values and beliefs. Relationships are another situation when genuineness is essential. I believe that a lack of authenticity and a refusal to be sincere between partners are the main causes of failed partnerships. For instance, you go on a date with a woman, and even if she's pleasant, you feel that she's merely okay. She doesn't have anything especially unique about her. You do, however, try to compliment her as much as you can, even though you don't truly believe them. Another instance would be if she says something like, "I really enjoy doing X," and you reply, "Oh wow, I really like X also," even though you don't really care for X. Act as though you don't find X enjoyable. Regretfully, a lot of people still act in this way. All that this accomplishes is forge relationships based on erroneous assumptions and presumptions. These partnerships, being primarily artificial, typically end in divorce. Empathy and generosity have a great impact. Empathy and generosity are two highly underappreciated skills. You have to know what they are in order to use them correctly. Giving to others without expecting anything in return is the essence of generosity. The crucial element in the previous line is the second part. Giving freely does not entail expecting anything in return. You're not being truly charitable if you give money away only hoping that it will improve your status or reduce your tax obligation. Not sure where to begin? Look for a cause you are passionate about and donate to it, or discover a place where you can spend the weekend volunteering. Along the journey, you might meet some interesting people in addition to helping others. Adopting empathy is also a very beneficial quality. Individuals desire to be understood and to be given attention. The capacity to listen to others' issues and comprehend what they are going through is what is meant by empathy. When you just show them empathy and let them open up, you'd be astonished at what people are eager to tell you. Trust me, I'd know. People have confided in me details about themselves that they wouldn't even share with their closest relatives. You can become closer to the people in your life when you have a great deal of empathy and generosity for others. You will soon find that your empathy and kindness will be rewarded, even if you don't expect anything in return. In 5 years, perhaps a young entrepreneur you supported today will rise to prominence as a major tech CEO and will thank you for your support. Or maybe you assist a friend in his job search now, and 5 years later, when things are really tough for you, he manages to land you a position. That is the efficacy of kindness and compassion. Enhance and transform what's closest to you. Many individuals think that in order to alter the world, one must concentrate on enacting significant changes to the global political and social systems. That being said, this is untrue. Many of the people who have made a difference in the world have done it by enhancing and altering things that they were previously familiar with, rather than by concentrating on transforming entire nations. Rosa Parks is one such instance. On a bus that was segregated, she steadfastly refused to give up her seat. Rosa Parks was merely expressing her belief that the segregated buses were immoral and unfair with a little gesture, not intending to alter the course of history. However, by drawing greater attention to the civil rights movement at the time, that small gesture altered the course of history. Realize that big changes in the world don't always require big actions. Sometimes all it takes is making an effort to correct and enhance the things that are nearest to you and directly impact you. Perhaps you know someone who is depressed. If so, you could listen to them vent and offer support. Speak with them, and you might be able to prevent them from acting rashly. Who knows? Maybe a few years later, your friend will come up with a new method that will lower the price of some medication. You will share some of the indirect blame for cutting that expense. Maybe you haven't spoken to an elderly relative in a long time. Pay them a visit or give them a call to check on them and offer some encouragement. That may be the final time you get to see them or visit them, since they may have physical health concerns that you were unaware of. Attempting to improve and alter the things that are nearest to you will frequently have a greater influence than attempting to alter the vast political and social institutions that now exist. Finally, realize that by changing yourself, all it takes to change the world is for you to start changing today. To have a positive influence on the world, you must follow the 4 actions I've listed above. Now venture forth and effect constructive change. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it.